G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going to play with my octopus today, and look, I got some little eyes, because normally I just, draw them on. I think I've done them with my metallic marker and I've popped some nail polish in and things like that, but I've got some eyes. Look, I've got lots and lots of eyes. I'm going to have to do lots of octopi. So I'm going to use these ones today. I'll see if I can come up and show you. Actually, I'll come up behind. I'm going to climb up my ladder and onto my kitchen island bench, so hopefully I won't shake it too much. So the timber floor kind of shakes a bit. Look at that! No, there's a ring light there, sorry. But that's what, they're so cool. And I'm going to, in this octopus here, I'm going to do blues and pinks and purples and things. I also bought these ones. This is a mixture. We've got a green one with a red and yellow, and there's that one. That's the other side. There's just two of each in there. So, but for this one, I'm using these guys. So what I want to do now, I've just done a little test sample piece using the alcohol inks. Because for this, I know you've seen me do alcohol inks before, but for this one I want to use my metallic alcohol inks. So I just did a little test over here. It's sort of out of the way. I can't move it, so, but you're not looking at it just yet, okay? We're over here. So I'm going to do metallic pink, metallic blue, metallic violet, and metallic green. And so I'm going to put them in here. But I wanted to do my little test piece before because I haven't tried these with the Petri effect before. So that's what I've done there. And then I've got a little bit of resin left over. And what I want to do is I want to actually just put a tiny bit of resin into his eyes, because I'm thinking, oh, how am I going to stick them in there? It's going to float away. So I thought, well, when I'm doing another project, I'll just keep a tiny bit. Actually, I might not be able to do that with my glove on. Just zoom you in a little bit there so you can see. I might have to just take this one glove off so I can handle the piece, the little eye. Okay, so what I've done is, because the back's got paper or something on it and I can't see through it, so what I did was I worked out where the line was, and like the black line, because obviously I don't want the lines coming this way or skew with or something, so I drew on the back there so I knew where to face. So have the line straight up like that. Be awful if he came back and his eyes were like that or something, wouldn't it? We want them to be like this. So that's what I did. Put the little lines on the back. All right, let's do this. I'm just going to pop a little, all you need is like a drop in each, like that. It might even be a little bit much. Just spread it out. It's just clear resin, so it's going to be fine once we put the other resin over the top, but I don't want to do that till this guy's set. So I'm just spreading. That's a bit much. Just it's hard working with one drop of resin. Just going to spread that like so. And hopefully there's enough in there just to have it stick down. All right. Are we ready? Here we go. Make sure it's clean and position it in there. And hope for the best. Because the eyeball's actually like a bit raised. Actually at different levels. I didn't realize that. This one's higher. It's just the way it is. This one's lower. So I'm just going to kind of let it sit where it wants to sit. I'll come and check on them as it dries. I'll come and check on them, and I will flip it over and just make sure they're in the right spot. When I flipped it over there, obviously the resin's too wet and it's sliding around, but in about an hour, when it's sort of hard enough for me to like flip over, I will just flip them over and make sure that they're in the right spot. And then if I have to, I can just reposition, but for now, that'll do. All right, so that's all I'm doing for this one. So stay tuned. I will come back and I'm going to try and do some Petris in him with these alcohol inks over here. So we'll see if that's going to work or not. So I'll be back and we'll see if it'll work. G'day guys, welcome back. I told you to be back to do the octopus. Now, did you guys see my little test pieces that I made with the glitter or metallic alcohol inks? So this was the test piece to see how they'd go in the octopus. And I didn't get a lot of like dendrils or dendrites, whatever you call them, but I'm happy with the color and the effect and all that. So I'm just gonna go with it. And because I've got so many octopus eyes, I'll do more octopus or octopi. And yeah, well, I want to try out the Ranger inks in the octopus as well. So that'll be coming up. I did do a little test. It didn't work, so I won't show you the video. I did a test using my thinner resin, and all the white just dropped straight through to the back, and it was really blobby and all that. So I did video it, but it didn't work, so no point putting that up. So I'm just sticking with this resin. It's the Platinum 360 Plus. It's a medium viscosity. Actually, I should make sure I don't fill this up too much. I keep thinking I'm doing something else. I just need to get into all these little tentacles. But yeah, so I'm doing the 360 Plus. I've made up 300 grams of resin, which is 10 ounces. And I think it's going to be more than enough. I've got some left over. Actually, I did a bit more actually, because I couldn't remember how much I needed. I did 225 grams of A and 97 grams of B. So I think it's about 325 grams ish, 11 ounces. I'm going to try and get this drop out of there if I can. Try and clean up my mess. Oh gosh. Let's try not to make a mess, Julie. Alright, let's give this a real quick torch. I don't want to torch a lot. Look at that. Maybe I could do a bloom. What's the time? I'll write down the time. I'm never going to get a bloom out of it. It is 3:35. Okay. This is probably going to take me longer though. Now, how much have I got? I'll put a little bit more in. Just going to make sure I leave enough room for the ink. Not that I'm putting a lot of ink in, but you need to make sure you've got enough room for your inks. The other thing to remember when you're doing these sorts of things, don't put in too much ink, because the level of or the ratio of ink to resin, if you put too much ink in, the resin just won't set and it'll just stay bendy and sticky, and yeah, it'll be a right mess. So just be careful not to put too much ink in. I'm just adding a little bit slowly here just to get it kind of to the level that I want it. Alright, let's just do this, shall we? Alright, so what I thought I'd do is, I'm going to start with the pink on the end of the tentacles. Give it a good shake until you hear the ball. There we go. So give it a good shake until you hear the ball. So I'll get started with this one. I'm just going to do the, like I said, I'm going to do the pink first. And of course the little ball wants to fall down to the neck because I'm tipping it. I'll try and hold it on an angle. That way the little ball doesn't fall in. So I thought, yeah, do pink first and then purple. Oh gosh. Never wants to work when you're in a hurry, does it? Now you gotta be a bit quick when you're using this resin because it sets up. I mean, you can unmold this in 6 hours, so you've got to be a bit careful. All right, now the purple. Give it a shake until you can hear the ball. And then we'll just put some purple in. Try and hold it like that. I'll put it horizontal and then I'll just squeeze it. That should work. Hopefully that should work. Because if I tip it right up, the ball's just falling into the neck. So the colours will blend a little bit. That's okay. Oops, I put a bit too much in there. All right, now the green. So I'm just going to put the colours where I want them, and then I'm going to come and put another layer of each of the colours on. So it's kind of green there. I think I'll put a little bit of green there as well. Okay, and then the blue. Blue in the middle. Whoa, that was a squirt. And then blue. Oh my gosh. Squeezed it too hard. Oh. All right. So now that that's done, I've covered it. Now I'm going to go ahead and do another layer of each of those colors. So if you get the general idea, if you don't want to watch me do that again, just fast forward. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to drop a layer of white over them, but just making sure that I've got a good coverage there of the ink. Okay, next color. You can see the difference, how this one needs more. So just keep going until you get a good coverage. You can't really see through it. Okay, and then the green. A little bit of green in there. And the blue. So yeah, I'm just going to finish this off, and I'll do a layer of white. And the white I'm going to use is the Pinata white alcohol ink, the Blanco, because it's nice and heavy. You've got to put a lot in there, actually. It's a big area. And make sure that I've covered everything. I don't really want to see any bits of clear. I mean, I am going to do 2 layers of color and 2 layers of white. Okay, here we go. I think that'll be all right for now. The green doesn't seem to be covering as well as the other colors. Okay, so now give your white a really good shake. I buy the Pinata white in a big bottle. It's about that big. And if it's been sitting for a while, you can see that on the bottom is about that much of white, and then the top's got like this clear fluid on top. So I can actually see how it separates. So make sure that you give it a really, really good shake up. Otherwise you're not going to get that heavy pigment. You're probably just going to get the alcohol that sits on top. Too much alcohol is no good for everybody. Alright, now let's just come around and do a little sprinkling of white everywhere. just make sure it's kind of covered most of the area. Okay, so now, like I said, you could feel free to fast forward. I'm going to do that again. I'm not going to stop and pause the video and then fast forward and all that. I'm just going to keep going. I should start up here, shouldn't I? So I know where I'm at. Move out of the way. I'm going to struggle with these bottles. I'll try and remember to keep it on its side like that so I can get ink out. Okay, that's the pink. It's the first row of pink. I'm going to come back and do 2 rows of pink. Purple. Did I do up there? Can't even remember now. Right, that's that one. And, oops, green next. In the middle here, it's going to have like a bit of a mixture of colours with the pink and the green and the blue, and that's okay. There we go. All right, so that's one layer of colour. Now, back to the pink. Another layer of pink. I'm just basically squirting it out, just to get it moving. So that's be done with the pink. Put the lid on that one. And now the purple, same thing, just squirt it out. Done with that one. And the green. Oh, go away, fly. And the blue. Oops, I need a little bit of blue in the middle there. So I didn't do that before. Right, now the green doesn't seem to be covering as well as the other colours. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more of that on. I don't know why, it just doesn't seem to be covering as well. Okay, that's done. Now another row of white, and then that's it. And then we're done. I may put some more blue in there. Look, I can see through. Oh gosh. I don't want to see any colour, any clear parts through there. I'll do that last, just because it's still moving. It's doing its little dance. All right, here we go with the white again. Just cover. So yeah, see, you can see how you need to make sure that you've left enough room for your inks. Not that they take up a lot of room, but they do take up room nonetheless. You can see it pulling away from the edges there. All right, I think that'll do. I don't want to overdo the white. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll work. Now, don't torch, okay? Alcohol inks are flammable. Don't torch. I wouldn't even put any alcohol on it either, because the alcohol will react with the other alcohol and it might make it like move and do all kinds of things. So just leave it. Because this resin, I mean, this is quite deep and the resin's going to get quite hot. I'm not going to cover it with anything because it's going to make it even hotter. I want the airflow to keep coming through so it doesn't flash cure. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I've still got some resin here that I might do a little bloom real quick. But yeah, that's all I'm going to do for now. I don't want to swirl it, I just want to leave it. And hopefully it'll look pretty. You can see a tiny bit of clear over there on the side again. I might have to add a bit more there. All right, I'll see you in the morning, and hopefully it's pretty. See, it's still moving. You can still see the alcohol and things moving around. So hopefully it'll work. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it's the next day. It's all set up. And you can see just through the side there that we've got like a tiny little bit of droppage. So I'm pretty excited to see what it's gonna do. Wow, I wasn't expecting that at all, but okay, here we go. Now it just takes a little while to get all these little tentacles out, so bear with me. Start at one end, work our way around. I'm always worried that the head won't release because it gets so hot so fast. It actually had smoke coming off it at one stage, and I was putting a wet towel around it to try and cool it down, and I was thinking, oh my god, it's going to fuse. But yeah, it was okay, so that's great. Oh, I'm so looking forward to seeing this. Now that I can see it, it's dropped a bit. I'm hoping that it's not going to be blobby. Be really careful about, you know, breaking off your little ends there. So be careful about that when you do these. Take it easy. I like to wait until it's totally dry, set, before I take the mold off. Ta-da! There it is. A little bit of ink stains on the sides, but we put that in some hot soapy water and clean it up. Alrighty. Oh, I want to see, but I don't. I wonder what the eyes are going to look like. Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. Are we ready? Let's have a little look. Oh, wow. That is so cool. Look at this. In the areas that's deeper, not so much on the sides here, but the areas that's deeper, look at that. Oh, look at his eyes. That looks so cute. I'm glad I went with the blue. Look at the wispiness inside there. That is so cool. So obviously you can get away with putting more in where it's deeper and less in here. So I'll remember that for next time. I won't put as much white in where it's shallower. But you can see on the sides there, look at that. We've got the, are they dendrils or dendrites? I can never remember. But even in here, if you can see, that is so cool. And in here, it's really wispy. I'm loving that blue and green together. You know how I kind of blended them through the center? Love that. So the edges, yeah, they're got a little bit too much white on them. But next time, I'll know better next time, won't I? Got a little bit of overflow there. So there he is. Love that. So happy with that. Just remind me next time not to put so much white on the edges. Love it. And it's dry too. Like, you know, sometimes when you have, I know pinata inks, they sort of stay wet and sticky. Also, I guess if you put too much ink on any brand, it'll do that. But it's cured into the resin, so it's really good. Excuse the ring light. Can't do much about that. That is so cool. So cool. I was going to say cool and cute at the same time. Oh. I'm really happy. So if I'd put more colour in, say 3 layers, maybe I can do 3 layers in the head and the body where it's a bit deeper, you'd get more of these little dendrite-y things coming up. But I actually like how you can see through it. I just wish I could see through down in here as well into the pink. So there it is. I'm going to have my coffee now. I was too excited to turn it out before. I haven't had my coffee, so I'm going to go and do that. Definitely we'll have another play with the octopus because I've got all my eyes. I want to use some of these cat eyes. Now these are from eBay. Oh, I don't know, just search glass eyes, or I can't remember what I searched. This eBay store is MKPDQP4. Be nice if it was a name, but it's some just letters and numbers. So there we go. So that's him. Love him. Hope you've enjoyed that video. Be sure to stick around and we'll do some more, that's for sure. And I'll take him outside into the sun and take a nice photo of him. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon for the next video. Okay, bye for now.